title in itself just like stir up excitement in you? Just looking at that makes you think, boy, I want to watch this.
Game on table manners. Betty, our hostess, is having a few of her friends to her home for a birthday party. She has been to any number of little parties like this, but this is the first time...
Any number? Does that include like -3?
Like everyone else, she thinks that her etiquette is perhaps not perfect, but good enough so that there are no glaring errors.
Unlike Grandma.
She is proud of her table arrangement and thinks she deserves a word of congratulation.
Well,
the housekeeper must tell Betty she has noticed a few errors. A napkin is out of place. The butter knife belongs on the butter dish, not next to the meat. And a water glass.
What about a water glass?
They are important when they show whether or not your habits of etiquette are correct. See if you notice right away when someone is incorrect.
I think there's a...
or is definitely
Here,
correct.
just a second, people.
Betty's confidence is shaken a bit, and she has doubts of her
There,
correctness.
look up here. I think that there's like a second movie that's trying to get in right about there.
Should Betty have used place cards? The young man who is trying, too late, to assist Betty with her chair is Bob. It is his birthday that is being celebrated, and he has to feel at ease and just act as she always does. Notice not what of his way of opening his napkin and put her in itself.
Looks to me like pieces of the film are vanishing out of thin air.
The way they open their napkins and place them in a half fold in their laps. They seem to be really at ease. But then everyone is more at ease now that the party is really started.
Let's get this party started.
Enjoy each other's company. Betty and Bob are...
And they must do so under strict regulations.
But in the back of their minds, they realize they will have to pay more attention to their manners. They know that the object of correct etiquette is not to make life formal and dull, but to make it fully enjoyable.
Yeah, although it does accomplish the first task pretty dang well.
As in a man's assisting a lady with her chair, or the order with which people are...
Are what? What? Speak, damn you, speak! Come on, narrator!
Bob is
okay.
hungry, and the soup looks...
Thought we lost him for a second there.
He is using his company manners, but as we see, he is doing at least 3 things wrong.
Have pity on his soul.
Betty sees that the crackers are passed. Floyd passes the crackers to Dorothea before he helps himself. Should he have helped himself first or not?
Sure.
Bob is eating before the others. What about that?
What about that, huh? What do you, the viewers at home, think?
Her spoon before they begin. Dorothy too starts, and they all...
What? What's happening in this movie? Dorothy Yu starts and they...
The guests give no indication of having noticed any error on Bob's part, since that in itself would be impolite. As the relish dish is passed, Bob takes a handful and...
Telling the truth is very impolite, people.
He goes to his soup in the same old way.
And that's our Bob for you.
Then Bob notices that the others have placed...
Then Bob notices that the bottom half of the movie is on the top of the screen.
From one plate to the other, knowing there is a reason, but what is it?
Watching right.
But having made the change, Bob is glad to see Betty has noticed that he corrected himself. All is well again with the party.
All is well.
No one's enjoyment is being interrupted with any problems for the moment. Betty now is running into some problems of her own. Things that she hasn't thought of until now. That elbow on the table isn't one of her problems because she isn't even aware of it.
No.
But she is aware of the
That's nice. As long as I don't notice I'm screwing up, I'm not screwing up.
Shouldn't you just pop it into your mouth and eat it? But then how do you take out the pit? With your fingers? And when you have the pit, where should you place it? Floyd seems to have confidence in his way, but also too many fingers.
Two mangers? I love mangers.
Betty hopes that she doesn't look as awkward as she feels.
But then again, she hopes that a lot, and it's never true.
But right away, she sees something else. Dorothy is breaking her celery before taking a bite.
This is considered a cardinal sin in some places.
Whatever length you found it. Is it easier to handle in shorter lengths? And does it look like a smaller bite when you dip it in the salt and then bite off a portion?
Salt? I didn't know people did that, but if that's your thing.
Bernie and Helen don't seem to be concerned with any problems. Bernie eats a radish and simply enjoys it, and he seems certain of himself.
This is a terrible thing. Do not enjoy yourself.
Can that be correct? Certainly her manners aren't interfering with her enjoyment of the party.
And then again, neither would a gorillas.
Bob is expected to serve the meat course. At home, his father does the serving. It looked perfectly simple, and it is. But if you were in Bob's place, would you know positively what to do? Which serving implement should he use?
The spoon.
Should he just go ahead as best he can?
With a butter knife, a spoon, and a wire whisk in hand.
Not to notice. Bob still isn't sure of what to do. But he can't hesitate forever. That amount seems too much. A lady is not flattered by being offered a portion the size that might appeal to a hungry lumberjack.
But what if the lady's a hungry lumberjack?
Betty is worried for Bob. But after all, he is...
But after all.
Everyone learns by experience, even when mistakes are made, and one isn't at all sure of anything that he is doing.
He. Emphasis on the he.
Wonders if the portions he is serving are now too small. Should he give a large portion to the men and small ones to the ladies?
Oh, did the narrator just stutter?
And let the
Can't say I've ever seen a movie where a narrator stuttered. Of course, the narrator kind of passed out for a while at the beginning there, so who knows.
Some new questions are arising. Can she use
questions
the
about
implement
life,
for serving the
existence,
salad
the
correctly?
universe.
And what size should the portions of salad be? Is she offering too little? Is she getting a proper assortment?
Does anybody really
As Betty
care?
passes the plate, should she say for whom the plate is intended? Bernie and Helen
Order
act
up,
everything was going
13.
smoothly with them.
Now I repeat, customer 13, your order is up.
In spite of Betty's
Let's
worries,
announce
there
it.
are no mishaps. Floyd and Dorothy are enjoying themselves.
So isn't the narrator supposed to be like telling me the right way to do this, not asking me a bunch of questions about whether or not it is? Like, come on, narrator, let's speak up. I don't know if I'm being etiquetteful enough.
Of having a good meal together and plainly enjoying one another's company. The errors that have been made haven't taken the fun out of the party, and we must remember to give them credit for all the things that have been done correctly. For every mistake made, a dozen things have been done correctly.
Okay, so what's the point of this movie again? Are you trying to teach me something, or are you trying to just kind of say stuff, or what?
They are served in pieces that are too big for a proper bite. What do you think?
I don't,
Is he wrong?
usually. I just kind of act. I'm a man of action.
But the person with confidence isn't necessarily the person who is correct. Up until this minute, Betty has been confident that a person should butter his vegetables with his knife. But now that Betty sees Floyd buttering his with his fork, she isn't certain. She wishes she did know definitely. It seems safer to follow Floyd's example. If he is correct, then she will be too.
And if he's wrong, she will be too. So your logic makes no sense, Mr. Narrator.
Overconfident. Now he is forgetting even his company manners and is acting as he usually does in telling one of his favorite stories.
Something that's terrible to do!
Dorothy and Floyd
Fun is not allowed, damn it!
looking at them, but at the same time they manage to continue eating while their food is warm. Bob isn't letting the story interfere with his eating either. So let's try counting the number of obvious blunders.